Shalom Yasharala, this is your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And citation and much love for Yakim, pushing his truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here article real quick and basically read through this here article and just expose, what's really going on here in Babylon. The rest of the nations are starting to see these things, man. All right, the rest of the nations are starting to point out America's flaws, man. Things that we complain about. People think that we just hate this country or whatever, but the reality of it is like, look at what this, the Israelites, but to all of its citizens, man. They always look at us like, oh, you guys hate America, this and that. Like, well, give us one reason why we should love it, man. Let's put ourselves in these Edomite shoes, who actually have more than us as far as, land stocks and things like that, right? That can't get a break nowhere, man. All right. Those people are even complaining. So they don't like America. So how much more us that was, descendants of slavery and all the atrocious things they've done to us, man. All right. So let me read this here article. It says, land of the free, home of the grave. For all its international posturing and boasting, the U.S. can't even take care of its citizens. All right. And this is kind of like the same situation with that it couldn't even support his own itself, so it wound up collapsing. And this is what you have going on again here in America in Rome 2.0, man. All right. It says, though marketed as the shining city on the hill, Babylon the Great, the mystery whore, all right, that golden city, all right. It says, though marketed as the shining city on the hill, envied by all other nations, America is rapidly proven to its own inhabitants and to the world that it can not only keep its own people safe, it can barely keep them alive. Between the pandemic and the disastrous economic fallout engineered by the government response to that outbreak, the U.S. has proven itself shockingly incapable of actually functioning in any way that it peers might consider normal. Whether it's keeping the lights on in American households, providing health care that cures rather than kills, educating children, or merely standing out of the way while its residents try to build a life for themselves. Washington has demonstrated a profound, almost malignant ineptitude at the simplest task, so much that one might ask if it actually wants to perform them at all. All right. And the truth of the matter is the American government get exactly what they pay for, man. All right. If they pay for a bomb, pay a company like General Electric or Lockheed Martin to create a bomb to blow up the whole damn neighborhood. That bomb better blow up the whole damn neighborhood, man. All right. That's how America get down. So when you look at like public education and things like that, and the public education system, the public health care system is so shitty, and that's what they paying for, man. All right. They could get make way more money, get you way better education and certain things like that if they wanted, but they're just training you up to be good followers and things like that, not ask no questions, right? So it says dozens of Texas residents perished amid the massive snowstorm that seized the state last month. The storm knocked out the electric grid and left over 4 million residents with neither heat nor lights. The state electricity vendors added insult to injury by slapping customers with absurdly high electric bills, some over $10,000, as the utility money grubbing equivalent of surging prices kicked in. All in a state where energy can literally be put out of the ground. Like I said, America get exactly what they pay for because, I don't know if they're still doing this. There was a point in time, I forgot what president it was under, where it kind of changed up, where damn near 80 to 90% of the oil that America was pulling out the ground, all right, they were selling to other countries. They wasn't even keeping here in America, right? They would actually buy oil from other countries and import it for us to use like gasoline, but we would sell our oil to other countries, which was retarded. But hey, this is what you got going on. And again, like they saying, like, yo, wait, why would y'all go with these windmills and everything like that out there in Texas when y'all literally sitting on a oil deposit right there in Texas, man? All right, you got enough oil down there to supply all of America with cheap ass oil, man. All right, go fill up your car on $2 worth of gas, man. All right, since Texas is only one state, though, surely the rest of the country can't be so horrifically incompetent when it comes to something as basic as electricity. But oh no, out west, there's always California bidding to fail bigger and better. The Golden State-owned power supplier PSE&G was sued for starting the wildfires that destroyed entire neighborhoods in 2017 and 18. Indeed, PSE&G has been blamed for more than 1,500 fires since 2014 alone, and is in the process of declaring bankruptcy after being sued by over 70,000 of his victims, including the entire city of Paradise. Remember, Paradise was that city out there where they had those horrific videos of people driving through basically walls of fire on both sides and everything burned the fuck down. All right, based off of their technology and these smart meters that they got over there, which that's what they saying is the cause. Like they put it in these articles that it was that, but hey, it could have definitely been what they call DEW weapons, direct energy weapons, man. All right, it says because you could look at some of those cars and they had holes bored through their hoods and things like that, like a solid ass round hole straight through the hood of the car all the way down, man. All right, the car should have just burnt, you know what I'm saying, and been left as a rusty shell, man. All right, it says it was so inept when it comes to not burning down the state that for years it has shut off power, often for extended periods during the summer, lest its equipment triggers some more wildfires. But okay, surely such tragedies are rare. It's not like the U.S. government just goes around displacing people from their land deliberately. Yet, which, come on, man, how do you think we got over here? And what do you think happened to our native brothers? But it says, yet Georgia man Tim Leslie is living through that, I don't know what that word is, through this nightmare of his own right now after having bought a plot of land in Polk County to homestead and raise animals with his family. Because they haven't built their house yet, they're legally living out of a trailer on that land, or were, until the police forced them to abandon their animals and move into a proper RV park. It's difficult to imagine a community so free of crime that it wouldn't have benefited from the cops finding something else to do during the hours spent harassing the Leslie family. But victimizing law-abiding citizens is much easier than going after criminals. And in reality, that's just the whole story of America, man. All right, you know, they got these stop and frisk situations where they go around patting Jake down to go get a damn a dime bag of weed up off of him, but they don't say nothing to the government, who, like with Eric Holder, who got caught in the Operation Fast and the Furious. Okay, look into that. This is where these cartel members got all these damn military grade weapons from and rocket launchers. You look them up on the internet, man, on YouTube, riding around in the damn Hummer with a or Jeep or whatever, F-250 with a goddamn rocket launcher on their lap, shooting down helicopters and shit, man. Where do you think they get this equipment from, man? They didn't develop this shit, man. They got the shit from Eric Holder and Barack Obama in Operation Fast and the Furious, man. They got busted with that shit, man. Also, Hillary Clinton with what was that? What's the name of that operation? I forgot what it was called, but it was basically the shit that happened out there in when they was bringing the guns in through Tripoli, and damn, I'm having a brain fart now. But they was basically bringing in guns through Tripoli to bring in, you know, to basically start forming ISIS. You know, when they started getting into Syria and everything like that. You know, because they took out Muammar Gaddafi off in Libya, but nevertheless they the Benghazi attack. That's what it was called. All right, that's why she went to court and over all those things. They got caught with all that situation, man. All right, arming the rebels, right? But they didn't say they called it that. They called it arming rebels or moderate rebels. They didn't call it creating terrorist groups over there. All right. It says policing, once the pride and joy of the world's largest prison state, has itself deteriorated rapidly. New York City endured a major surge in crime thanks to the shutdown, while cops who might have been able to stop it were ignominiously tasked with guarding Mayor Bill de Blasio's virtue signaling Black Lives Matter mural, or somewhat schizophrenically detailed to clobber an odd BLM protester. The NYPD even punishes home officers for public display of Trump fandom, while real crimes went ignored and unpunished. New York also released hundreds of supposedly low-level convicts last year because of the pandemic, only for the public to learn that they were guilty of much more serious offenses. With many, which was crazy, is like, yo, you let people that's already serving time in jail out, right, because of the pandemic, but then you start locking people up for not wearing a mask. Like, what the fuck sense does that make? But anyway, it's an ominous state for affairs indeed for the country, with most prison inmates per capita in the world, and those numbers are almost guaranteed to further explode thanks to the law enforcement's new fixation on domestic terrorists. All right, we keep telling y'all about this. All right, they about to start coming down on us, having great wrath. All right, it says a group defined so broadly as to include anyone who expresses opinions outside of the ever narrowing mainstream. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I know who my mother and my father is, but then if the government come and tell me that fucking Barbara Walters or what's the guy named Bill O'Reilly and whoever, any of these pundits is my parents. Like, you know, these are your parents. Like, no, that ain't my parents. All right, well, you going to jail for being a domestic terrorist. Like, motherfucker, what kind of shit is this? But that's really where we living at right now, man. All right. And we can keep going into that. But nevertheless, you know, they start going into that medical situation, which I don't really want to touch on that, so I don't get this video blocked. All right, let's just jump into some scriptures real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4. It says, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased and the golden city ceased? In fact, let me jump down a little bit first. Let me read verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? All right. So this is, let me jump to 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world a wilderness, that destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? Right? So, hey, he didn't open the house of his prisoners. We still in captivity over here. All right. And then, like the article said, it's an ever increasing prison state. All right. But then now these other nations are looking at America like how you brought down to the ground? How did you fall from your golden cup place, your golden cup position? You know, you was the shining city, the golden cup in the Most High's hand. But now look at your ass falling down to the wayside, man. All right. Let me go back up to verse 4. It says, how the verse 4, Isaiah 14:4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased and the golden city ceased? All right. So this is going into basically, like I said, you know, America, you know, if it was in the #1 spot, you know, now is being devalued or the ratings is starting to fall over here, man. Not only that, the other nations are looking at America like, damn, how did you fall from your position? Now you looking like a damn third world country, man. All right. Let me grab, I had another precept that came to mind. Let me just grab this. Lord willing, it'll come back to me. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. All right. It says, yea, also, because he transgresses by wine, right? His philosophies, his lies and bullshit. This is like when you go out to the bar or something, right? And you out drinking and you giving some chick some drinks, or you even see a chick that's already a little buzzed or whatever, whatnot. You can just go over there and slide up on her or whatever. Run all kind of game. Yeah, girl, I'm the owner of the football team. I got the Lambo outside, and she might be drunk and be buying all the little bullshit game that you giving her, right? But if y'all was both sober, she'd be like, bruh, for real, bruh. Like, come on, I can see through all your little bullshit. But because she inebriated or drunk, you know what I'm saying? That shit is just kind of like, you know, it's soaking in. And this is like basically the analogy here, because it's like these nations were drunk. They was listening to America. Oh, yeah, you can prosper. You can come here. Everybody come here. It's the land of the free and so on and so forth. It's the best healthcare, best this, best that. But then when you actually get over here, you realize, like, yo, this is all a facade. This is all fake, bro. This is not what it's supposed to be, man. You know? But it continuing on, it says, yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home. So he's always in all these other nations going for regime change, overthrowing governments, sticking their nose in other people's business in their countries, telling them how they should be running their country, what they should be doing, calling their leaders dictators and calling their leaders, what do they call them, a rogue regime. Call them all kind of defiled ass names. But when you look at America, like, look what y'all been doing over here, man. Yeah, you change the face every 4 to 8 years, but look at the policy. It's the same shit, man. It's the same exact shit, man. It's no different, man. Are you still doing the same ass thing? It's like if it's me and 3 of my homies riding in the car, right? And we going from, let's say, to Florida to Georgia, but throughout that trip, we keep changing who driving. Bro, we still going to the same place, man. We still in the same direction. We still walking on one accord. So it don't really matter who driving. At the end all be all, we all started in the car at the same place, and we all gonna end up at the same place, man. Don't matter who actually got, when you see us, when we pull up, it don't matter who actually you see behind the driver's seat, because we all go in the same position, right? It says, He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires hell, and is as death cannot be satisfied. All right, you know what is this? Well, let me keep reading. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth to him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long in him that ladeth himself with thick clay? So with all this endeavors and sticking his nose in everybody else's business and policing the whole world and trying to take over the whole damn world, like, bro, y'all spending y'all self like, yeah, y'all make the most money, but y'all also got the most debt on the whole face of the earth, man. You see what I'm saying? So, like, y'all really ain't got that kind of money. Yeah, let's just say, I forgot what the actual numbers were. It's like, I think America make, like, let's just say, roughly paraphrasing, it's like America make like 20 trillion dollars a year, you know, which is a lot of money, right? They make, let's say, $20 trillion a year, but their bills is like $22 trillion a year. So every year they going $2 trillion into debt. Whereas these other nations like, yo, bro, yeah, we might be further in debt. Our bills might be a little bit more fucked up, but bro, we only in a debt, like, you know, I forgot where it was at. Was it Puerto Rico? Not Puerto Rico. It was like Greece or something. They was falling so far behind on debt, but they debt was like some shit that Oprah Winfrey could have went and bought the whole country. They was like maybe $1 billion in the debt. You know, like the whole fucking country, like, yo, if Oprah wanted to, she could just go over there and just buy up all their damn debt. Now she own the spot. Like, $1 billion ain't really shit comparably to, you know what I'm saying? You going $2 trillion every year in the debt, man. All right, and that's after you've already came in with, you know, you making 22 trillion. But you making 20 trillion, but you know your bills is 22 trillion. So really, the 20 trillion equals itself out, and you just left with that 2 trillion every year that's adding up that you can't pay for, right? So this is what you have going on, where America's sticking their nose in all these other people business and trying to tell them how to run their shit. But these other nations is looking at them like, yo, bro, hold up. How the fuck you trying to tell us how to run? This is like you got a dude, you know, Jim and Bob as neighbors and shit. And Jim trying to tell Bob, look, man, you should invest into this. You should invest in that. You should go get a job over here. You should feed your family this type of food. You should do this and you should do that. But then Bob is over here looking at Jim like, bro, why would I want to go work where you work at when I make $20 more an hour than what the fuck you work at? My investments is $1 million better than where your shit is at. Your family's over here starving to put some nickels together so y'all can eat ramen noodles every goddamn night. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got crackheads running in and out your house why would I want to take advice from you, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't doing all that well over here, but I'm doing way better than you, bro. I don't need to take no advice from you. This is what these other nations are looking at America right now and saying, man, oh, y'all is golden city, but that gold look like fool's gold, bro. I'd rather be over here with my little bronze. At least I know my bronze or my copper is actually real bronze and copper. And it's actually worth more money than your goddamn fool's gold. Yeah, your shit look better than mine, but put some acid on it and see what really happened, man. That shit will be ate all up within a matter of minutes, man. All right? So, well, let me read down a little bit more. Verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booty unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, and the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. You know, and this is what you have going on. You know, America been bullying all these other nations so long that they starting to, band together with Russia now. They seen a better deal with Russia right now, which is all according to prophecy, Ezekiel 38. But nevertheless, not just that. You have America that's stirring up the damn ant pile, the hornet's nest here in America on this the civil type sense, man. You got the Trump side, the Biden side, then you screwing people out of their money and their their way of life, basically shutting down all these businesses and everything like that. All right, increasing like the Texas situation, man. Not only the power failure wasn't bad enough, you know what I'm saying, but then not on top of that, you charging people up to $10,000 over that. And people's over here burning all their furniture to stay warm. You know, this is making the people start looking at the government sideways, man. So now you have